Happy Friday and welcome to Recognize Maine on RecognizeRap.com. You know, the weekly talk show where we talk to people making it happen here in the Maine hip-hop scene. A lot of artists, a lot of videographers, producers as well. And this episode is no different. You know, we got Portland producer Eggy joining the show. Excited to chop it up with him. Plus, we got the local music critic Danny joining the show to, you know, for the weekly segment Jamming with Danny, where she chooses one local track, lets us know if it's a jam or if it's not a jam. Excited for that as well. But first, we got Maine producer FindToro joining the show here on Recognize Maine. So Toro, you know, how's it going?
Going good.
Yeah, you know, it's a pleasure to have you on the show today. So you're definitely a guy who wears, you know, multiple hats here in the Maine rap scene. You know, you make beats, you're an audio engineer, and of course you're a songwriter as well. So tell me this. You know, we've all been staying inside more than usual lately because of the coronavirus. So, you know, this quarantine, how has that affected your songwriting ability? You know, do you find that your imagination is lacking?
Honestly, not really. I've been just like, I don't know, I just do the same shit every time. I don't know. I just like learn shit here and there and I just grow off that, I guess. I don't like, quarantine just helped me, if anything, I think.
Right. Now, you know, speaking of spending time indoors, you recently put out a tweet where you said, you know, I've been making music in my bedroom for years. You know, I really want to visit a real studio for a change. You know, so tell me, how would a change of environment, you know, from your bedroom to an actual studio, how would that change your sound?
First off, I think being in Maine in general puts you in almost a, I don't know, I'd say a kind of like vibe where like, I don't know, you're just not really like, I don't know, music just isn't like popping, so it's kind of hard to want to start to begin with. Then it's like, I don't know. I just think that being in an actual like studio, like there's not many like, I'd say like good professional level ones around here. Like, so, I don't know. I just think it'd help, like, it'd be another, I don't know. It'd be like another step towards like professionalizing things and probably just being able to see how things work on like a professional standpoint, because I really work in my bedroom. So
Right, yeah. I see what you're saying. Now, we touched upon you being a producer earlier on, so let me ask you about this. You know, some of your beats have the tag on there, Toro, where are you? You know, right at the start of the beats. But, you know, some of the ones you've been previewing lately, you know, they're tagless. There's no tag on there. So, you know, why'd you make that decision, you know, to remove the tag?
I go back and forth, and honestly, I think sometimes the tag is, like, just not necessary. I feel like if it doesn't really add, it shouldn't be there. But also sometimes, like, if I send a beat out and it's got no tag, and then it gets placed, then I definitely would put my tag on it. But like, and then it'd take time to make it work right in the beat too. Because, like, the thing for me is, like, I just want things to be, like, right. Like, if things aren't done right, then I don't want my name on it, kind of.
Right, yeah. You know, that's a good point that, you know, sometimes less is more. You know, you don't want to overcomplicate it with the tag on there. But at the same time, I feel like it can be problematic. You know, without a tag, it's got to be less identifiable. You know, if a fan or an artist hears the beat, you know, and they like the way it sounds, it can be hard for them to, you know, find out who the producer is if there's no tag on there. So, yeah, kind of a two-way street there. Now, let me ask you this. You know, I see that you also like playing video games. You know, you're a gamer. So how do you think video games add balance, you know, to your life as a musician?
Honestly, I think everything is like basically based around balance. I mean, I have days where I just like stay inside, play video games, and then like go chill with friends. And then I also have days where, like, from the second I wake up until I go to bed, I do music. So I think that, I don't know. My thing is that if you're not seeing improvement, like, when I have a day where I'm just not improving and nothing is going good, I usually like to take a break and then try to go back to it later.
Right, yeah. Balance is definitely big. So what are some of the, you know, your favorite video games that you've been playing lately?
I've been playing a bunch of League, Valorant. That's basically it right now.
Valorant, right, yeah. You know, I heard some things about that new first-person shooter game that came out recently. I definitely got to give that a go because I'm a big Call of Duty fan, you know, a big Halo fan myself. So I feel like I like that one. Now, the last question I got for you, I see on social media you like using the turtle emoji. So, tell me, what does that symbolize? What's got you feeling like a turtle?
I mean, keep it real. I don't know. Like my buddy Joey Melrose, he came up with my name FindToro, and it used to be okay being lost, and I thought that was like pretty cringe. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna change that because I was like back when I was in high school, and I was like kind of, I don't know, edgy. I guess I don't know. That shit's kind of weird, but I just wanted something new. And my buddy Joey came up with a name, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty hard. He came up with Toro, and I was like, okay, lost, and then I went to Toro, or lost and then find, and then so basically from there, my buddy T-Libs, shout out T-Libs, he's gas. A lot more people should actually be paying attention to him. He we were joking around one day, and he was just like on Tortoise's shell, like Toro, Tortoise, I don't know, and I just thought that shit was funny. So I've been just running with the turtle emoji thing, and people either fuck with it or they don't. I don't really care about what anyone thinks. So I just do my own thing.
Yeah, I mean, I never would have connected the dots. It's funny, Toro and Tortoise. I never would have connected that.
It's not something to be connected, really. It's just like a funny thing between my friends.
Right. Now, thank you so much, for taking the time here on Recognize Maine, and definitely enjoy the rest of your day.
Of course. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, definitely check him out on Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, FindToro. Definitely got some good beats on there. A lot of good music for sure. And before we welcome our next guest, Eggy, to the show here on Recognize Maine, let's check out a track that he produced as well as raps on. It's called The Past.
I was rolling off a script, but I still think it kinda cute. I hate it, then I did, but we just gon' have a dispute. My phone was ringing all night, but I had it on mute. Yeah, I met her at the function, but she got a screw loose. I had new Balenciaga, so I the car.
Eggy joins the show on Recognize Maine. So, Eggy, how's it going?
What's good?
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. And, before we get into your music, definitely want to ask about your home studio, which is quite the popular place here in the local scene. I've seen a lot of, I've seen some interviews shot there. I've seen a lot of photos, even some clips from music videos, have taken place down in your studio. So tell me, at what point did you realize, this studio is sort of becoming a local landmark?
I think once I realized I was getting at least 10 to 15 texts a day, even from people I don't even know, asking me to come over and if I'd record music for them. I don't know, it got to a point where it got a little too much, but it's still cool to have people want to come over and make music and have me make stuff for them and mix their shit.
Right, now that's really crazy that even people who you don't know are asking you to come through. But that's a good sign though, because that shows that they trust your sound. They like your beats, and they definitely want to work with you. So that's awesome. And so let me ask you this: as a producer, you release some beats for free, you sell some beats. Now tell me, is there an emotional attachment to these beats? When you let them go, do you feel like there's a part of you that's being ripped out?
I think the worst thing is when a bigger artist uses it and they don't credit you. I mean, selling beats is great. Money is obviously good. It's another way for me to profit and make money. But I don't know. It's just it hurts more when good artists use them and you don't get the recognition, which has happened to a lot of my internet friends. I don't know. It's too much sometimes. It's kind of unfair.
Right.
You need the credit you deserve.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's got to also feel like how parents probably feel when they send their kids to college. It's like, treat me well, don't let me down, that sort of thing. When you give a beat to an artist, just hope for the best. Now, speaking of working with artists, you put out a recent tweet where you said, I've been making some of the best beats of my life lately, but, the locals are rocking with me, but I lost some of my clout with, artists on the internet. So, where do you think that online clout went? What happened to your connection with underground artists?
Well, luckily, over quarantine, I've slowly began to build that back, but it's mainly just spending so much time down here with with locals, which is, it's always good to have a balance between both, which I definitely can say that I have right now, even though no one's really been talking because everyone's stuck in their house right now. But I think it's good to have a balance of both, and luckily over the quarantine I've been able to bounce back online a little bit.
Right. Now, I want to ask about one of your lyrics on a recent collaboration you appeared on called Ghost Town. You got a line where you say, Eggy, what the hell's going on inside your dome? So, tell me, on a typical day, what are some of the wild thoughts that, run through your mind?
I'm going to be honest, I got something wrong with my head. It's all cloudy. I can barely think. It's honestly really hard for me to write songs and think of lyrics. Even when I'm alone, sometimes I'll sit there for 20, 30 minutes trying to think of the first line, and I just can't do it. I don't know. There's definitely something wrong with my head.
Yeah, you definitely got to get that looked at. That's too funny. Now, the last question I got for you, perhaps a bonus question. You and I both kind of hairy guys, both got the beards going. So, tell me, with the quarantine going on, when's the last time you got a haircut? How are things looking over there in Eggyville?
I haven't got a haircut since, it's been over a year because I'm growing it out. But I don't think I've shaved in, it has to have been at least a month. My beard line's looking a little scruffy. I need to fix that up.
Right, yeah, the beard line, that's most important. No, I definitely see what you're saying there. Well, yeah, thank you so much for joining the show here on Recognize Maine, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Of course, thank you, bro.
Oh, yeah, sure thing. And, check him out on, Instagram. I got his link down below in the description box. He's got a dope YouTube channel as well where he uploads a lot of beats. Definitely check him out. Eggy is his name. Music is his game. And now we got the local segment, Jammy with Danny, a local music critic. She'll be choosing one track to preview. Let us know her thoughts on that. So, Danny, what are we getting into today?
Hey, Matt. So today we're checking out an unreleased track from Dylan Raw's Kill the King album. Let's check it out.
I don't even need to stunt, I don't even need to brag. I can tell you about my city, how we went and brought it back. We can laugh and tell some stories about the ones who doubted that. All it ever took was patience, look what we got out of that. Then I jump right in the building, put the fire to these tracks. Motherfuckers know I'm back, motherfuckers know I'm back.
Oh, it's back to me. Definitely not my style personally. A bit too much on the rock and roll end, rock and roll mixed with hip hop, that kind of thing. Definitely probably for somebody out there who appreciates that kind of music, the Lil Peep, the XXXTentacion, things like that. But looking forward to other songs on this album, and we'll see how that goes. Back to you, Matt.
Yeah, I'll say this. Dylan Raw, he's a risk taker. He experiments a lot with his music. But, when you tend to experiment a lot, not every risk is going to pay off. And that song, I can't say I feel it too much myself either. What I do like is the, I see he actually used the same flow from Swimming Pools by Kendrick Lamar. Perhaps that was a nice ode to Kendrick, so I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, definitely looking forward to other tracks on his album. We'll see which direction he takes. That's definitely something to look out to in June. But yeah, definitely thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Recognize Maine, and hope you have a wonderful weekend and stay safe out there.